This is just a quick overview of an interesting watch that I picked up online. I didn't pay that much for it. It cost £60, which I think is very good value, and it is made by a firm called Globenfeld. Well, I've never heard of Globenfeld in all honesty, so I went online and looked at their website, and they appear to have been making watches since 1914, and they offer timepieces, well made quality watches at a reasonable price. The recommended retail price of this watch was £199. However, I picked it up for £60 online, and that seems to be the trend. A lot of their watches with suggested retail prices of a few £100 seem to sell between £40 to £60. I was a bit wary that this could be a fake, but I got it from a reputable online retailer, so I compared it to the Globenfeld website, and the watch, the same model on there, and everything looking at it looks pretty much identical. Plus some of the discussion forums as well confirm that these watches are in fact offered at this price, so I'm happy that this is a genuine watch. It's a really nice timepiece. It's 51mm case diameter and about 17mm case thickness. It's a pretty thick case. You can see there, that is pretty thick. It has a snap down case back which has some sort of design on the back, whether that's like some sort of map of the world or whether it's some sort of sea related sort of diagram, I don't know, but I would hazard a guess it's some sort of map of a part of the world, I think. The watch itself, the bracelet is made of stainless steel, the case is stainless steel, but it seems to be covered in a sort of I don't know whether it's black iron plating or whether it's some sort of oxidized metal coating. The trifold clasp again is very well made, and it features the clips here on the right here where my thumb is there, and you lock it and it has a safety clip which locks in like that. I removed about 6 pins from the bracelet, which was pretty straightforward. They just pop through and you pull them out. Looking at it, if I press the top right button, that gives you the date, and the bottom right button gives you the alarm. Now all digital watches follow a similar format, so the bottom left hand button cycles through the functions. So I think that's the stopwatch there, reset, and then back to the time. So if we just go through again, there's your alarm there, there's the time keeping mode you can set, and then back to the screen. If you want to turn the alarm on and off, you press the bottom right, the top right, and there's your indicator coming on, and the same again to release it. There is a light on this watch which is the top left hand button. It won't show up very well in daylight. It's not a full auto EL backlight like the Casio G-Shock watches. It's basically it's a brilliant sort of blue, and it looks quite spectacular at night, and it basically illuminates the hour and minutes, the seconds, and the day indicator on the right hand subdial there. Looks pretty impressive. I thought it was quite a good, quite a nifty little light to have. The actual module itself features a white dial with raised up hour markers with the Globenfeld logo. This watch is their supersport model, and it's branded on their website and online as a limited edition run. It's water resistant to 30 meters. However, I don't know whether I'm going to test it under water, because on their website it states that that it's not suitable for swimming, so I've emailed them to query that. The watch itself, the two buttons on the right hand side have little orange flashes around them. The crown is a pull-out crown. The buttons on the other side, on the left hand side, are just normal buttons. It's a fixed bezel. The tachometer goes all the way around. A slight quality control issue. If you look at the top of the watch, just above the 12 o'clock indicator, where that 60 is, it's not quite lined up. They've had quality control issues on brand name watches. So I think I had a Seiko Paddy Diver Special Edition. I've since sold that one. That had a quality control issue with the 12 o'clock marker not lining up with the top of the bezel. Well, this watch also, you can see there, it's not quite in line. It needs to be a bit over to the left. It's not a major thing, but overall this watch weighs a ton. It's a hefty timepiece. Bracelet's pretty nice, as mentioned, and the case as well. It's quite thick. And I bought it because I wanted something to wear for DIY and sort of around the house, and for 60 quid it's okay. Here's the box. Now the box is a normal sort of affair with the manual, and you also get a little cushion there with the tags as well, and it's quite nicely presented. So all in all, I think this watch is quite striking. It's different. I didn't even know anything about Globenfeld watches till I saw this online, and it was just an impulse thing. I'm reading some customer reviews, I looked at it, I checked out a couple of existing YouTube videos as well, and it was a massive timepiece, and I thought, well, I like large watches, I'll give it a go, and for 60 quid you can't go wrong. I don't think I would pay the full recommended retail price, that's for sure. I think, yes, it's a hefty timepiece, it feels really well made. High quality bracelet with all the trimmings, trifold safety clasp. The mineral glass is scratch resistant, and there is a platinum 5-year warranty on their website, on Globenfeld's website, you can take out as well. The watch movement is just a normal battery powered quartz. Again, in an email I sent to them, I asked about the length of the battery based on one use of the alarm and one use of the backlight per day. So waiting a response on that. But overall the watch feels, very well made. It doesn't feel cheap. It's not like other cheap sort of budget price watches online. It does feel as if it's got a bit of heft to it. It does feel, quite, reasonable quality, and overall it is, a nice piece, and I bought it for use for, around the house, DIY, things like that. And overall I'm pretty pleased with it. So this is just a quick overview, just to show you the basic functionality of it, what it looks like up close. It is a heavy watch, it weighs quite a bit, so it may not be for everyone, but the digital LCD displays are nice and large. Some watches have really tiny sort of displays you can hardly see, but these ones are pretty good, and overall it's a really striking watch. I like it, to be honest. Just zoom in on there, wait for the focus. There it is. Just get a close up, as close as we can get it. Yeah, so that's just a quick overview on this watch. I hope that was of use to some people, just to give you an overview on this, because I didn't even know these watches existed, what they were about. I've since done a bit of research. It looks like they are a global brand, and that they are available online certainly, but I haven't seen them in the shops on the high street. So it goes for a number of other sort of watch brands like Invicta, to name a few. There are some decent watches out there for a budget price, so you don't have to always spend big and get all the brand big name watches, because if you just want something like this battery powered, then it does the job, does what it says on the tin, and for 60 quid you can't go wrong, really. It's I mean, that's a good price to pay for a watch. So that's it. Thanks for watching.